Welcome back. So before we continue, I want to start fixing some of the bugs that I already mentioned to you guys I had. One is, let's just start with some refactoring. I don't want this to be the name. There's a lot of reasons for that. Normally in C#, when you have a local variable, you make it the field read only, and you even make the name different than this by making an underscore in front of it. So I'll just do both, just by using resharper's help. So I'll save this, and now that it just renamed it all over the code as well, so I don't have to do anything else myself. But we have an actual problem here, because when I get the persons, I actually return the real list. This list is actually returned the real guy, not a copy of the guy, but the actual guy. And I want to try and explain to you what the problem with that is. Because right now, what I'm returning here is the actual place in memory where Jack and John are already stored. So the person FakeDB is pointing to that guy, and that's okay. But the copy, or sorry, the reference I make from the program file is actually also pointing directly. And why is that a problem? Let me show you. We need to make this into a copy, and I'll show you how, but let me show you the problem again. These two guys look the same, right? From the UI point, remember we're in the view now, and the view should not have the ability to change how the person looks. Not himself. He shouldn't be able to add persons directly into the list, directly into memory in the list. He should have to go through the person manager. If he didn't have to do that, why do I even need the person manager? Then I might as well just let everybody just access the array list directly, the list directly, right? And that's what we're doing right now. So I can actually do both of these. I can do an add person through the manager like I should. But right now as it is, I can just do this. I can just add Joe directly to the persons list, because this persons right here is actually an exact reference directly to the actual persons. So this is bad. This is bad because I will not execute the things that I need to execute inside the add person. Execute is not correct, because let's go in and see the difference. Right now I'll just add a person directly. Now he won't get an ID, because through the add person, if we go into the fake database here, through the add person down here, you'll see you actually add an ID. So, and you even copy the guy to make sure that he's not wrongly created. We could add even more validation here, right? So by exposing this guy, it's destroying encapsulation of our manager. So what can we do? There are a lot of things we can do, but the one thing that we at least should do is add a new list around this guy. So it's very simple. I'll just copy the list into a new list. Okay, so what will happen if we look at the drawing? Instead of using in memory this guy and having the pointer there, I will actually go in memory here, and I'll just extend the memory. I'll make a copy of it like this. That's called John and Jack, or Jack and John. No, never matter. I can't spell them. Here it says Jack. There we go. And then instead of person pointing to this guy, he will point down here. Right? So he can do anything in here if he wants to. Fair enough. I could even validate and guard myself from him changing things down here, but I don't care. I don't care, because the person manager, he still has full control over this guy, and that's my goal. So let's go back to the code. When I did this, when I added this single line, it invalidates this bad execute, because even if I add the person here, he will not be available on the second run here. So let's see if Joe is actually added. I'm just going to run it all again. So notice the first run, I have two persons, then I add Bill and Joe, and then I run it all again. But now Joe will not be in the list, even though I add him, because I add him wrong. He's trying to avoid the person manager and just add it directly. I hope that makes sense to you. It's a way for me to encapsulate my manager better. I want to make sure that people don't destroy my manager by just going around the predefined interface for how to use the manager. Let's see if it pops up and shows us the right code here. Just give it a second. There we go. So now you'll see, first we take John and Jack, and then John, Jack, and Bill. So no Joe, because he was added in a wrong way. He was added outside of the path of using the interface and the manager. So that was just a small refactor to solve one of our bugs. There are probably plenty more to attack, but let's move a bit further into the CRUD functionality of our manager. See you in the next lesson.